Families do lots of things together. One thing families do together is celebrate. That means that they have a special day where they get together and they do things that are special to their family. Every family celebrates, and there are lots of different ways to celebrate. So today, we are going to read a story about some families that are all celebrating, each in their own way, but still celebrating together. This story is called Winter Candle, and it is a story about a lot of families who are celebrating together, but each in a different way. Nana Clover checked her list: turkey in the oven, potatoes peeled, napkins folded just so, candles. How could she have forgotten? Thanksgiving at 3C Juniper Court without candles? Unheard of. Down she padded 3 flights to the super. Candles? Nana C. asked Trev. He opened a drawer and handed her a lumpy stick of wax. It's not pretty, but it will burn. Nana Clover spread some pine cones and leaves around the frumpy candle. By the time her Thanksgiving guests arrived, the centerpiece glowed. She had a beautiful candle so that she could celebrate Thanksgiving. 2 weeks later, 2G was in an uproar. The Havdalah candle's not here, Nat yelled from the closet. I have to move myself a little bit so I can see. Whoops. There we go. In the kitchen, Mom sighed. I forgot to buy a new one. Avi's lip quivered. But the stars will be out soon. Shh, 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 it's not the end of the world, Grandpa told the Danziger children. Avi, go ask a neighbor for a candle. Up Avi clattered and rapped on Nana Clover's door, and down he clumped with the bumpy, drooping candle. Avi's brothers stared. That's not a Havdalah candle, Sam groaned. It's not braided. It only has one wick, Nat complained. It's not pretty, Grandpa, but a candle is blessed by what it does, not by how it looks. It'll shine. And shine it did as Mom raised it high. Grandpa said the blessing to end the Sabbath. Avi held his hands to the light. They'd never had a Havdalah candle that burned so bright. So this family is celebrating something different. They also have a candle for their Sabbath. That's a special reason to have a candle. What do you think the next family is going to do with the candle? 4 mornings later, it was 4D's turn for disaster. It's broken, Kristen wailed. One, two, three, four candles on the St. Lucia crown, and the fifth one snapped in two. Our cousins will be here any minute, said Kirsten. How can I be St. Lucia with only four candles? Liv started to cry. No St. Lucia breakfast? And no St. Lucia crown? It's their special day and they need 5 candles, but one of them broke. You think they can do anything about it? Girls, we have plenty of time, Mom reassured them. Kirsten, go ask a neighbor for another candle. Down Kirsten dashed the 2 flights to the Danzigers. They had the candle before, didn't they? And she came back with the funniest looking candle the girls had ever seen. Everyone will laugh at me, moped Kirsten. But nobody laughed, because as Kirsten carried in the teapot and St. Lucia buns, the funny looking candle gleamed as brightly as the Star of Bethlehem. They had a beautiful candle for their special day. This candle is helping so many families to celebrate in their own ways. Winter came. Snow fell and presents were exchanged. The new year began. And in 5A, it began with a calamity. Do you think they're going to need the candle too? Jamila's got something in her mouth, Dante hollered, and I don't think it's food. Dad scooped up the baby and stuck his finger in her mouth. A piece of wax, yucko, a bit of string. Oh no, Dante howled. Jamila ate the faith candle for the Kinara. Go see if the Ericksons have one, his sister Monet suggested. They need a candle for their celebration. Do you think they're going to get one? Down the stairs, Dante plodded and knocked on the door. You're lucky we still have this one, Kirsten said. She handed him the bedraggled little candle. But Dante didn't feel lucky. How could they talk about faith with that sorry thing? And it wasn't the right color. But when Dad lit the stubby candle, the flame leaped and danced, inviting the other 6 candles to do the same. A few days later came the biggest snowstorm of the season. Oh my goodness. Did they get the candle they needed for their celebration? Yeah, because they're celebrating Kwanzaa. That's their family celebration. So many family celebrations. Snow blanketed the front steps and made drifts on the windowsills. Then, just after nightfall, the electricity went out. Flashlight beams flickered in a few windows. In 5B, the newest family at Juniper Court huddled together in the dark. Their clothes were still in suitcases, their dishes were still in boxes, and Papa was somewhere in the city with a moving box full of furniture. It's their first night in their new home, and Papa can't find them because all the lights are out. How will Papa find us? Nazreen asked. The street lights are out. Papa won't find us, cried Farouk. There's too much snow. Of course he will find us, Mama said. Nasreen, go next door and ask the neighbors for a candle. We'll put it in the window to light Papa's way. Next door, Dante scratched his head. I think there's one left from Kwanzaa, he told Nasreen. He returned with a little lump of wax that looked like a fairy tale troll. Nasreen's mother lit the candle and set it on the windowsill. How is Papa going to see one little candle in such a big city? Farouk asked. But as they watched, the flame shimmered and grew. It glittered on the falling snowflakes until the dark street seemed spun with stars. Many blocks away, Papa slowly steered the big truck through snow-covered streets. What did that sign say? Pine Street? Vine Street? But then Papa noticed a glow up ahead. Maybe someone there could give him directions. Papa steered left, then right, then left, closer and closer to the glowing light. Papa turned a corner and gasped. There in front of him, 5 stories up, shone a warm, welcoming light. He was home. That candle showed him how to get home to his family. Papa climbed 3 floors, 4 floors, 5 floors, and then Papa's here! Nasreen and Farouk flew down the hall and into their father's arms. Come see our new house, Papa, cried Nasreen. And look, everyone else is coming too. The little apartment filled with neighbors. Dante's families brought chairs and a folding table. Nana Clover made a bed out of blankets for Nasreen and Farouk. Trev brought a small heater. The Erickson girls and their mother made sandwiches. And the Danzigers put a pot of soup to warm on the camping stove. Everyone welcomed Nasreen and Farouk and Mama and Papa to their new home. Sometimes when people have a new home, they have a housewarming party. And it looks like all their neighbors decided to help them have a housewarming party. And they still have the special candle, don't they? and the gnarled little candle glowed so brightly in the window that when the electricity finally did come back on, no one even noticed. The end. I love that story about all the different ways that families celebrate together. I bet that we celebrate some ways that are the same, and I bet we celebrate some ways that are different. I love all the ways I celebrate with my family, and some of those ways have candles. Do you celebrate special days with your family? And do you ever use candles when you do? Can you tell me about a way that you celebrate with your family? Maybe a way that you use a candle?